About, you were saying about the young ladies?
Young ladies, they have to have more respect for themselves when they are on the dance floor or carrying themselves in public. The thing that they don't realize, they are backing themselves up to men. They diminish themselves in terms of who they are and dancing to this music that's very disparaging in terms of talking about them as people and the kinds of lives they live by the words that they say and all these things. I call them all kinds of B's and H's and all kinds of things as they are doing this music. I guess it's mostly rap. I think it's because it has a nice beat, a dancing beat to it. So they probably, if they're like me, you don't know what they're saying half the time unless somebody stops and explains it to you. But once you figure out what it is they are saying, you should not want to dance to that music at all, because it's awful.
So why do you think this project is so important?
Which project?
The project that we're doing now, the oral history for the civil rights movement. Because you talk about the young people and the way they dance, and so why do you think this civil rights archive is important? Do you think it'll help the young people, or?
No, because I don't think they're going to see it, first of all. But I don't know that it will help them because because they don't think they're doing anything wrong. I think they and these. I think we go through phases, through generations. When I was young, I guess we thought we were being avant-garde with these short skirts because we wore mini skirts back in that. Oh, what did they call them? Hot pants. Remember about? You probably too young to know about it, but they had hot pants. Now they got these skirts on that are all the way up to their hips, which is so risque. I mean, really and truly. But they, and all these tattoos and all these things. Everybody, the youngsters, they got to have a tattoo every place. Not even realizing that when they go out and look for a job, they got these tattoos everywhere. They've got to hide them up or remove them or whatever in order to be accepted in a big office job or a top executive job. You don't see anybody out there with tattoos all up and down their faces and all over their bodies. But I'm sure the teachers tell them about this, but they because the little midriffs out and everything showing and something up to here. They go to class like that. And the next thing that I know is, next thing that I observe is that when they walking across campus, the girls' mouths are just as filthy as the guys. The words that come out of their mouths, they don't act like little ladies. So what in the world? And my sister was a foreign language teacher, and she said that the kids were getting worse in terms of how they behaved in school, and said, well, Alice, you're going to be getting them soon too. You'll see what I'm talking about. And I did. I see that they are. It used to be when I walked across campus and I heard somebody say, oh, that's not nice. No, you don't say things like that. Now you don't even say anything to them because, hey, they like to fight, and that kind of thing. I don't think they respect their elders like they used to. Yeah. That's one thing. But it's a new breed, a new day, and new generations. They have different values, whatever they are, that have been either not taught to them or that they've picked up as they've come along. There are some who are not that way, but there are too many of them who are out there without the guidance and care, because basically I guess their parents have to work, so they can't stay home and supervise them when they get out of school. They're probably doing whatever they do until the parents come home from work, and most of them probably work not in this area, but maybe somewhere up further north or down south, either going toward Washington, D.C., Maryland, or down toward Richmond. So it takes time for them to get back home, and if they get up to a certain age, they have all this time on their hands without the proper guidance. I think that's part of the problem with youngsters. They grow up too soon. They have to be adults before their time. They don't have time as young people to live and enjoy themselves as youngsters before they have to assume the adult life.
Yeah.
So that's part of the problem. But whatever it is, I don't know what the fix is and if anybody can fix it, but we need to find some way of helping them.
So just to wrap this up, what are some last words that you'd like to say about your activism in the civil rights movement, your teaching, your life? Are there any last words you want to leave with us?
Really and truly, I have said basically what my experiences were. And you asked me about my legacy, which I'm not sure, but I think people need to live their lives to the fullest, but always have some moral code somewhere in their background to guide them and help them to do what's right, and not always what's easiest, because sometimes doing the right thing is not very easy to do. But to know what's right. See, the problem sometimes is they don't know what's right, but hopefully they will have a moral compass that will help them to navigate through society and the murky waters, so that they will have long, happy lives and enjoy themselves. That's the main thing, is to be uplifted, have a good sense of humor, and a full appreciation for the other people and what society has to offer, and to just enjoy themselves as they go through life.
Well, Ms. Taylor, this has been fascinating. I'm so thankful that you spent some time with us, just telling us about your legacy, which you do have a legacy. It took a lot of courage to do a sit-in. And because of your courage and your dedication, you're a trailblazer. You really are. And it allowed for people like myself to be able to go and get an education and do the things that we love to do. So I want to personally thank you, but also on behalf of Congressman Connolly, I want to thank you for your participation in the Northern Virginia Civil Rights Archive. Also, the Library of Congress wants to thank you, and George Mason University, and the libraries of Prince William County and Fairfax County. They all want to thank you for your participation. As you know, your video will be housed in those places where other scholars and future historians and people who just want to know about the civil rights movement will be able to access and understand what the struggles were. So thank you so much.
Well, you're quite welcome. I hope it was helpful and that it will be useful.
It was great. Okay. No, you did a great job. Did you feel okay?
I felt fine, but I don't know what I said. Some of the things. Okay.